Ever wonder why pro players always seem to be in the right place, at the right time? While you're reacting, they're already moving. While you're rotating late, they're setting up ambushes, taking objectives, and choking the map. Well, it's not luck. It's not reaction time. It's pure decision-making and perfect rotation timing. And in this video, we're breaking down exactly how pro players and esports teams rotate across the map, with purpose, with precision, and with total control. These aren't your basic tips like go mid, then help side lanes. No, this is high-level competitive movement, the kind that wins tournaments and crushes ranked. So if you want to stop running in circles and start playing like a macro god, stick around.
Headshot! Boom! Headshot! Boom! Headshot!
Remember guys, I'm not going to give you my exact rotation, because the rotation changes in every match. And if I give you the exact rotation from this game, then this rotation is definitely not valid for the next match, because every match is different than the previous match. So what I'm gonna give you are 8 tips and guide for rotation. And trust me guys, this will help you a lot. By the way, this is also one of my old video, as you guys told me to upload every old recorded video, which might be helpful. And that's why I'm not recording new videos that much, because there are many old videos still left to upload, and I don't have storage to record new videos. I hope you understand, my bros. So let's start with the first tip. And the first tip is wave control before rotating. First up, don't rotate without clearing the wave. Pros always push the minions first. That way, the enemy is forced to defend, and your rotation becomes free and safe. This is called lane priority. Simple but deadly effective. Especially mid lane and EXP should be cleared before rotating to other lanes. Because if you don't do this, then enemies might finish your turret and you eventually will get pressured, because the enemies will control the map because of destroying your turrets. As this is a very simple thing to understand, so I won't explain you much about this. Just know that this is very simple work, but very effective play. So this tip number 1 is done. So tip number 2 is kinda weird, and most players underestimate it a lot and thinks completely opposite of this tip, but today you'll know the actual macro behind this. Before this, my brothers, I want to take just a little bit of your time to ask you to like and subscribe, as because I'm working for hours and hours to serve you these very informative videos, and trust me guys, it's so hard to make a detailed video in one day. But still, somehow, I'm managing to make these videos, so please show me your token of appreciation by liking and subscribing. So let's go back to video. As I told you, the tip number 2 is a bit weird, and the tip is to play around strong lane. I also told you before that most players think completely opposite of this tip. There are still players who thinks that they should help the losing lane. I mean, how can you possibly shut down to that enemy who is already fed enough to kill even 2 heroes alone in early game because your teammate fought and died and made him stronger? Your main motive in early game is to get enough gold and destroy turrets so that you can have the upper hand. So this is the reason that you should support to strong lane in early game and tell that losing lane to be safe and not to fight. For example, if your EXP is weak but your MM is stronger than enemy MM, then go help him. And if you help him, then your MM will be even stronger, and eventually there are 2 heroes who are fed enough to carry the game, and after destroying the turret, the MM should rotate to force mid lane. If not, then he and everyone should force the losing lane, and that is EXP lane, and that's how you dominate, by rotating in a good strategic way. Remember, if you help the losing lane and keep defending the EXP turret, then you'll be only defending an entire game, and you'll not have the advantage to corner the enemies. Instead, you'll be cornered. So this tip number 2 is also done. Now tip number 3 is to respect objective timings. About this maybe everyone knows, but still, I want to remind you to always notice the spawn of objectives like Turtle and Lord, and rotate before the objective spawns, not after spawning. Because if you don't rotate before the objective spawns, then you probably will lose them. I don't want to explain much about this topic, because y'all know this, so this tip number 3 is also done. Now, tip number 4 is to mirror the enemy's moves. I talked about this topic and also tip number 2 before in my video, but because these are the strategies that comes under the topic of rotation, that's why I'm telling this again. So mirror the enemy's moves tells us to mirror them, and mirror is always opposite. That means if they rotate top, push bottom. If they invade your red, take their blue or any creep or buff. This forces them to make bad choices, and you'll eventually control the map. Tip number 4 is also done. Now tip number 5 is to rotate together. Maybe you guys know this properly, but still for some of you who don't know this, I want to tell you this. Roamers never go alone. Rotate with jungler or mage for 3-man ganks. This gives them pressure, and your team can secure kills, and even your teammates will get safe vision. And I suggest mage and tank to always rotate together, even for cleaning the minions in mid lane. Tip number 5 is also done.
Always ready.
Now tip number 6 is to force lane swap. After first gold lane turret falls, MM and tank rotate to mid to clear waves faster. XP laner and jungler goes side lane to get XP and gold by clearing minions to get even stronger. This has 2 benefits. Number 1 is your hyper and EXP will be stronger, and number 2 is it pressure across map and opens mid for team fights or lord setup. So this tip number 6 is also done. Now tip number 7 is fog of war abuse. Fog of war means you can't see areas of the map without vision. Enemies can hide there until they are exposed by giving vision by your tank or somehow exposed in the map. Pro players use fog of war to, number 1, hide rotations and confuse enemies. Number 2, set up ambushes in bushes. Number 3, make the enemy second guess where you are. Number 4, create map pressure without even showing up. Let me give you an example. Let's say your roamer leaves mid and disappears into the river. And at that time, the enemy doesn't know, like, number 1, are they invading jungle? Number 2, are they ganking gold lane? Number 3, are they waiting in a bush to ambush? This uncertainty forces the enemy to play safe or waste time by guessing, which gives their team the macro advantage. So basically, it confuses enemies, it gives uncertainty to enemies, and most importantly, it gives pressure even if you're not present there. So this number 7 is also done. Now number 8 is to rotate and act according to ultimate cooldown. Only fight when you're strong. Pros don't rotate aggressively if their key ultimates are down. For example, if your teammates like Atlas and Kadita has no ult, then avoid skirmishes or fights and rotate just to give vision or farm jungles safely, until your teammate's ultimate is up. So guys, these are the 8 high-level tips of rotation, and that's how pro players master rotations in Mobile Legends. If you learned something new, drop a like and subscribe for more high-rank strategies every 2 days. Got any questions? Then feel free to ask me in the comment below. I always all the comments you guys do and try my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's not just about mechanics, it's about the moves or rotation that you make across the map. See you in the next one, my brothers, and good luck in your next gameplay.
Yep.